So if you hear an alarm, please vacate the premises by either of the two exits. Leave the building and gather in the car park adjacent to the police station. Don't hang about. Don't sit and blather or gather your wee bits and pieces together. Just get out. The other thing is telecommunication systems. Please ensure these are switched off, otherwise you may find yourself in the jail. Now, as far as the lease case is concerned, we will take into account long, long ago when the trustees of the roads of the county were charged with the responsibility of repairing roads and filling potholes. Hard to believe again, but it used to happen. Now the lease case sent us with the facilitation of this duty, whereby the trustees should have encountered each of the landowners for permission to gather stains and open quarries to repair the roads in writing. It would appear in this case something has gone awry. So as the case unfolds, you will find out just exactly why this happened. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy today's performance. All rise!
If you please, Mr. Erskine. My Lord, I defended for Brighton our sovereign Lord's name and the name of the promise, in the name of the promised village of the Royal Borough of Selkirk, that no persons or persons presume to take upon hand and whatever call or pretext whatever to trouble or molest this court, nor speak for another without leave first asked and then freely given, under all highest pains and charges that after may follow. God save the King.
God save the King.
The sheriff declares this court to be duly fenced.
Silence in the court, if you please.
Kindly proceed, Mr. Erskine. My Lord, if it please you, I call the case of Mr. Walter Brighton, tenant farmer at Mount Benjer now, against Mr. John Lakemore and Mr. William Gray, both roadmen, and they employ the trustees responsible for the regulation and repair of the high roads in the county of Selkirk. Mr. William Brighton has brought an action against Messrs. Lakemore and Gray. Having sought and been granted an interdict prohibiting the opening of a quarry on his farm for the purpose of gathering and removing stones for road repairs, Mr. Brighton asserts on the 12th day of February in the year of our Lord 1815, Lakemore and Gray wilfully and without his prior consent opened a quarry on his land for the aforesaid purpose. Mr. Brighton also brings a charge of blatant damage to the field and track due to the extraction and removal of several heavy loads of stones. The defendants have lodged a counterclaim for expenses to account for the replacement of a pick and 2 shovels as a result of the alleged misuse by the pursuer. And these, my Lord, the circumstances of this case are submitted to the court.
Thank you, Mr. Erskine. I have here the statute in section 31 of the Act dated 1801 that clearly states the rights of the trustees of the roads and their overseer to effect road repairs, and should they require materials from the farm close by, they must first submit a written application, and once receiving consent, they must give due premonition of the excavations. Am I to assume that this procedure was not followed in this case?
You should correct, my Lord.
I see. Therefore, I expect there can be only one conclusion to this quarry quandary. However, the law demands that the case must be heard, and this court will leave no stone unturned. Mr. Roger, do you act as counsel for the pursuer?
I do, my Lord.
Very well. I invite you to call your first witness to the stand.
Thank you, my Lord. I call Mr. Walter Brighton.
Call what to Brighton.
Mr. Wright, will you be so good as to place your right hand on the good book and raise your right hand and repeat after me? Okay. I swear that the evidence I give
I swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
As I shall answer to God on the great day of judgment.
And I shall answer to God at the great day of judgment.
Thank you, sir.
You are Mr. Walter Brighton, tenant farmer at Mount Bangor now.
I answer.
And may I begin by asking if the defenders made any overtures before of written consent on behalf of the trustees for the opening of a quarry on the ground within the boundaries of Mount Bangor now?
Consent? No, sir.
So how was the request for excavations made?
Well, I met I should say, Mr. Lakemore, Mr. Gray. They were having a couple of drums in the Golden Islands in early February, about Candlemas time, you know. Anyways, when they saw me, they called me over and they tell me that they'd been charged with making repairs to the road up at the Sharp Tavern, just opposite Eagle's Nest, okay? The road had been down and fallen away at the edges there.
I think many will be familiar with that stretch of road.
Indeed, I do believe you're describing the turn in the road where it is said that Mr. William Wordsworth first laid eyes on Yarrow Vale and was inspired to write his Yarrow Unvisited.
They're very spot, sir.
Intriguing. And what else was said that evening, Mr. Brighton?
Well, Jock says, he said, that there would be a need to get a stage for the ground adjacent to the road. And it seems as how Mount Bangor now was the closest playground to the road that it makes sense to open a quarry there.
And were you conformable with this proposal?
No, really, sir. I've got well enough grazing as it is. We are losing a substantial portion to a quarry, not to mention the track that would be carved out to the quarry due to the road.
And did you indicate to Mr. Laidlaw your reluctance to allow the removal of stone from your land?
Oh, aye, sir. I tell him it would make fair more sense to take the stage for the far off ground, to the west of the road. I was sure that in grace the Duke wouldn't mind losing a wee bit of pasture for the Underhill.
And did Mr. Laidlaw agree to your alternative proposal?
Oh, well, he was just beginning to ponder when Wally spoke up. And he said that it had already been decided to take the stage for Mount Bangor now, and there was nothing I could do about it.
And did Mr. Gray say who had made this decision?
He said it was the trustees of the road. So when I said, could I expect to get some charge for the money for the stage, he said there would be no compensation for the privilege.
And did you then refuse permission?
Well, I'm ashamed to say that maybe I accepted a scoop or two of brandy for Wally and, well, to be quite honest, I can't really remember much after that.
I see, and the defendants began excavation on your land without proper consent.
Well, I didn't remember telling me to start the digging, but they started to work on it when I went out in Buffett to visit my sister, Isa.
And so, Mr. Brighton, in an attempt to prevent further violation of your land, did you subsequently seek a court order preventing it?
Oh, Isa. I'll have it here. Signed in this very court by Mr. Alexander Shields. Aye, on the 14th of February this year.
Please, sir, could you see that the document is legitimate?
Indeed it is, and I trust this put an end to the proposed excavations at Mount Bangor now.
Alas, no, my lord, it would appear that the excavations proceeded despite the court order preventing it.
Did they indeed? Please continue.
I have no further questions, my lord.
Mr. Park.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Brighton, you said that the quarry would remove essential grazing for your sheep. notwithstanding the loss of grazing, might not such an excavation provide shelter for the sheep?
Oh,
Yes. I may say I have heard my friend James Watt describe Mount Benger as a grime called place. However, Mr. Parker, I remind you of the interdict.
Yes, indeed, my lord. Mr. Brighton, without any shadow of a doubt, can you attest that you did not at any time, even in the most casual fashion, give your consent to the requested excavation work at Mount Benger now?
No, that I can recall anyway, sir.
But in all honesty, you cannot be certain.
Well, not really. I mean, I suppose I could have said something off the cuff to get it, as it were, you know, after a couple of brandies, you know, I mean, my tongue tends to get a bit loose after a few drinks again.
But you do not recall giving your consent to the quarry?
No, sir, no, I didn't. Well, no, I was sober.
I suggest to the court that this is inconclusive and that Mr. Brighton may well have given his consent, albeit through the fog of brandy. No more questions.
Thank you, Mr. Brighton. You may leave the stand. May the court record that it appears that this written request was not made by the trustees of the roads towards Mr. Brighton before any excavations began. Mr. Rogers, do you wish to present another witness?
I know my lord, this
Mr. Parker, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, my lord. I call the defender, Mr. John Laidlaw. Call Johnny Laidlaw.
Mr. Laidlaw, will you be so good as to place your left hand in the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me? I swear that the evidence I shall give, I swear that the evidence that I shall be the truth, shall be the truth, the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, nothing but the truth. As I shall answer to God in the great day of judgment. As I shall answer to God on the great day of judgment. Thank you, sir.
You are Mr. John Laidlaw, roadman and dyker in the district of Selkirk and a resident at Yarrow Fort.
I'm not so right.
Mr. Laidlaw, I ask you to cast your mind back to the night in the Golden Arms Inn when you, Mr. Gray, and Mr. Brighton were in conversation.
Go on.
What was said regarding the proposed removal of stones from Mount Benger now?
Now you're asking, sir.
Indeed I am, Mr. Laidlaw. Are you perhaps able to give an answer?
I'd had a pickle drink again. Martha, Mr. Brighton didn't seem to be muckle bothered about the work on his land.
Are you saying that Mr. Brighton gave verbal consent for stone removal from Mount Benger now?
He certainly gave us the nod, sir.
The nod?
Aye, we were asking to I said, we dig on the stage, and he seemed just then to fall asleep. So I should go on, and that's when he got it.
You therefore surmised that there was no so significant objection to the opening of a quarry.
I said, boy, Mr. Brighton seemed conformable enough.
Mr. Laidlaw, were you aware of the interdict issued by this court that prohibited the opening of a quarry in the fields of Mount Benger now?
I was not, sir. I was acting on the advice of Mr. Gray, who assured me that the trustees had the final word on the extraction of stain for the purpose of mending the roads.
And so, before this very day and hour, you have had no knowledge of the prohibitive court order.
No, I did care about it, but not until 12 days after Easter, the digging. You see, sir, I've never learned to read it.
You acted therefore in good faith and without any intent to contravene the interdict. And even if it had been given to you, you would have been unable to read it.
Just so, sir. I'm a road mender, not a scholar.
No more questions, my lord.
Mr. Roger?
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Laidlaw, you're aware that the trustees of the road are required to apply in writing for consent to open a quarry for the supply of stones.
Oh, aye, sir. But that seldom happens, especially when the road badly needs mending or there's the threat of bad weather coming. There's often no time for the trustees to send an official letter. So that's when we speak to the landowners, and it works fine that way most of the time.
When you spoke with Mr. Brighton in the Gordon Arms Inn, did you or did you not receive from him clear verbal consent allowing you to begin your excavations?
I won't believe it was a mere mumble.
And would you say that Mr. Brighton was of sound and sober mind when he expressed his confirmation?
Sound, aye, maybe sober. No, he fell off his chair like anything.
I complete it. Henry Kent! Sit!
Right away, of course, he fell off his chair.
Right before. Sit!
Mr. Laidlaw, it would seem that neither you nor Mr. Gray received clear and proper consent for the opening of a quarry at Mount Benjamin now, and any softening of Mr. Brighton's intransigence was merely the result of severe inebriation.
Aye, but you know what they say. The truth comes out when you're food.
I rather think that Mr. Brighton's inability to keep his seat would suggest that he was well beyond the prerogative of in vino veritas. Mr. Laidlaw, I put it to you that you and Mr. Gray took full advantage of the inarticulate mumblings of Mr. Brighton in order to legitimise your stone gathering venture. As to the interdict issued by this court, I find it hard to believe that you knew nothing of the interdict until Mr. Gray read it to you. Did not Mr. Brighton here witness your opening of the quarry and come immediately to prevent you from continuing?
No, that's it. He's already said he was away to Moffat to see his sister.
How very convenient. Is that why you chose that particular day in which to begin your quarry?
Mr. Gray tells us that the trustees had instructed that the stone had to be extracted that day.
I suspect, Mr. Laidlaw, that you and your colleague Mr. Gray commenced your excavations without Mr. Brighton's permission and purposely in his absence, so that he was not able to object to your underhand efforts to remove stones from Mount Benjamin now.
No, sir. As far as I can, there was nothing underhand about it.
We shall see, Mr. Laidlaw.
You may return to your seat, Mr. Laidlaw. Mr. Parker, you wish to present another witness?
I do, my lord. I call the other defendant, Mr. William Gray. Oh, Willie Gray, now's your chance to speak.
Mr. Gray, please submit us to place your left hand in the right one repeat after me, and raise your right hand. I swear that the evidence I give.
I swear that the evidence I give
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
The whole truth.
the whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth,
As I shall answer to God in the great day of judgment.
as I shall answer to God on the great day of judgment.
Thank you, sir.
You are Mr. William Gray, roadman operating in the district of Selkirk and resident at Caprabank.
I am, sir,
Mr. Gray, I understand that you are under the instruction of the trustees responsible for the repair of the high roads in the county of Selkirk.
That's correct, aye.
And it is your belief that the trustees may order the removal of stones adjacent to the road requiring repairs for the purpose of effecting that repair.
Aye, that's my belief, aye.
Did you therefore believe that it is merely an act of courtesy that the trustees send a written request to the landowner, or at least receive verbal permission if formal consent has not been sought?
Well, aye. The law may see it differently, but If the job's needing done quickly and it's no major, in the habit of just asking the landowner for permission, Mr. Brighton in this instance. But we're not setting down, I was of the firm belief that the trustees can order the opening of a quarry regardless of the landowner's wishes.
Nothing more than a misunderstanding then. When Mr. Brighton sought an interdict preventing further digging, did you immediately cease the work of stone removal from Mount Benjamin?
Well, no, immediately. You see, we're almost finished the work and it didn't make any sense to stop before the road repair was complete.
You ignored the interdict issued by the court?
Well, I didn't actually read the interdict, but I kind of kept what it was all about. I just wanted the work finished and we only needed yin their day and just a couple more stays to get it finished.
You and Mr. Lakemore have lodged a counterclaim for the damage to your picks and shovels. Do you know how this damage was inflicted?
Well, it certainly wasn't by either of us, so we're assuming Mr. Brighton used them for some purpose or other and in doing so broke them.
And have the tools been recovered?
No, as far as I can, they're still broken.
You misunderstand. Did you collect your broken tools?
When we saw the poor state of them, we just left them up there as no intention.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. No more questions, my lord.
Mr. Roger?
Yes, thank you, my lord. Mr. Gray, did you or did you not deliberately ply Mr. Brighton with brandy to gain his inarticulate consent, thinking that would be the end of the matter?
Look, I'll no deny you tried to sap him up a wee bit with some brandy, but he agreed to the work going ahead. It would have been wrong to just bring John to his land and dig up stains without him knowing it.
The man was blind drunk, was he not?
Listen, he wasn't our food to tell some broad story about his miserly old Uncle Ed, that's for sure.
Thank you, Mr. Gray.
He was slavering on a right pigeon about how the old man kept it right tight. It was silly.
Thank you, Mr. Gray.
You may stand down, Mr. Gray. Mr. Clark, do you wish to present another witness?
I do, my lord. I call Miss Jean Mitchell to the stand. Call Jean Mitchell!
Miss Mitchell, please place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear that the evidence I shall give
I swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth,
and nothing but the truth,
as I shall answer to God on the great day of judgment.
as I shall answer to God
On the great day of judgment.
on the great day of judgment.
Thank you.
You are Miss Jean Mitchell, landlady and cook at the Gordon Arms Inn, and residing there also.
Indeed I am, sir.
Miss Mitchell, you have heard the rather confused testimonies given by Mr. Brighton and the defendants concerning events at the Gordon Arms Inn on an evening in early February. Were you present on the evening in question?
I was, sir. I remember it well.
In the course of your duties, did you happen to overhear any part of the conversation between Mr. Brighton and the defendants?
I did. I heard Jock Laidlaw and Willie Gray trying to persuade Mr. Bryden to let them dig up stains on his ground for road repairs. Then they called for a stupid roundy and tell Mr. Bryden that it wasn't to part with another hobby while he was in their company.
Miss Mitchell, may I now refer you to the evening of the 14th of February and the conversation you had with Mr. Bryden?
Well, that particular night Mr. Bryden was on his own in Guy through again. That's when he told me that he wanted to show me something.
And what was it he wanted to show you?
I wasn't to tell anybody, but it was an old scrumpled up map his Uncle Ed had drawn that showed him where he'd hidden his cellar. He told me that his Uncle Ed was an old skinflint, and he'd hidden a kistful of cellar somewhere on Mount Benjer now.
That's what I was a bit
Objection, my lord, this is surely irrelevant.
Overrule the objection. Let us hear more about Mr. Bryan's elderly uncle and his hidden treasure.
How did the conversation continue regarding Mr. Bryan's Uncle Ed?
Well, Mr. Bryan was determined to move into Mount Benjer now after his uncle died a few years back, and that everyone thought he was destitute when he died. But Brighton told me he found some papers, and among them had been a rough, hand-drawn map. It had clear instructions on where a treasure chest is buried below the ground.
My lord, I must object to this line of questioning. This has no relevance to the case whatsoever.
And I overrule this objection. This may well be irrelevant. Please continue, Mr. Park.
Miss Mitchell, were you shown this map?
Aye, sir. It was gold faint though, and it had money folds in it. But I could see there was a place where the silver was buried, and it was marked with an X.
And are you able to say where the mark of an X was made?
I remember it distinctly, sir. It was 30 paces south from the road where it bends sharply. There was 110 paces northeast of the Goose, and 17 paces west of the gate in the dry stain line.
That's precisely what we said here!
Thank you, Miss Mitchell, for your most interesting testimony. My lord.
Mr. Roger.
Nothing arising, my lord.
Well, you may return to your seat, Miss Mitchell. It seems that this tale of buried treasure may be linked in some way to Mr. Bryan's objection to the continuation of the excavations at Mount Benjer now. Mr. Park, do you wish to call another witness?
My lord, I wish to recall Mr. Bryan to the stand.
Call Wally Brighton again.
Let me remind you, Mr. Bryan, you're still under oath.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Bryan, the treasure which belonged to your elderly uncle, do you have it about your person?
You do, I hear it. Okay.
Might I be permitted to see it?
Well, I dare say, aye. Still losing it.
My lord, does the map appear to be authentic?
Quite possibly. Please continue.
Mr. Brighton, we notice that you are suffering from some kind of back injury. Can you tell the court how you came to be in such a condition?
Oh, I must have twisted it. It's a common ailment for us farmers again, chasing after yows and getting the stock in the fields again.
I put it to you, Mr. Brighton, that you uncovered your uncle's map only days after the defendants had begun to excavate the quarry. With your permission, of course. But you then sought the interdict to prevent the defendants from discovering your uncle's buried treasure.
No, that's exactly
But by the most remarkable coincidence, they went to the exact spot that was marked on the map. After the interdict was served, did you attempt to find your uncle's treasure chest by continuing to dig at the location?
No, not at all, no.
And you have been reminded that you are still under oath.
All right, oh yes. I did. But you didn't
pick and shovels left behind by Mr. Laidlaw and Mr. Gray?
Yes, There was gay hard going, I can tell you.
And did you damage any of the tools in your desperate effort to find your uncle's treasure?
Well, gay old tools, and the ground was rock hard with frost.
You admit then that you damaged the tools mentioned in the pleadings?
I did, but I did to replace them, your worship.
And I presume your back injury was sustained during your endeavours to find and recover the treasure.
You presume correctly, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Brighton. That concludes my examination, my lord.
Mr. Roger?
I have no further questions for Mr. Brighton, my lord.
The question on my lips, and indeed on the lips of everyone in this court, would be, was your Uncle Ed's treasure found, Mr. Brighton?
Oh, sir. But not only was my Uncle Ed a mean, tight-fisted old skinflint, he was also an old disposition misguider for by, who I'd like to hear the last laugh, I can tell you.
Well, it would appear that he has achieved his purpose, and were his ploy not so vindictive, he would be commended for it. You may need to stand. This seemingly straightforward case has been quite the opposite. Mr. Roger, you may present your summation.
My lord, notwithstanding Mr. Brighton's fanciful tale of buried treasure, our purpose today is to bring an action against Messrs. Laidlaw and Gray for the willful and unauthorised opening of a quarry on Mr. Brighton's land at Mountbencher now, and to seek reparation for the damage inflicted upon it. The defendants were knowingly in breach of the statute in section 31 in the Act dated 1801, which states that applications must be submitted in writing by the trustees to the landowner before the excavation and gathering of stones from his land. In addition to this breach of procedure, the defendants did also choose to ignore the interdict issued by this court preventing further excavations. Their determination to have their own way in this matter by foul means may even be described as coercion. My lord, Mr. Brighton is therefore surely entitled to recompense from the defendants with regard to the damage inflicted on his land and full expenses of process.
Thank you, Mr. Roger. Mr. Park, may we hear your summation, please?
My lord, as we have heard, Mr. Laidlaw and Mr. Gray did receive consent from Mr. Brighton, albeit informally and in the relaxed setting of the Gordon Arms Inn. The trustees of the High Roads did not submit a written application to Mr. Brighton, but this would not appear to be accepted in standard practice. Mr. Laidlaw has testified that stone gathering for road repairs is usually carried out with the casual consent of the landowner, and this would appear to be the case with Mr. Brighton. This saves valuable time and money, and we should thank our roadmen for their tireless efforts and diligence in carrying out this essential work. If anyone is at fault here, it is the trustees for ordering the road to be repaired at Eagle's Nest whilst failing to follow the proper procedure of seeking permission for the same. As for Mr. Brighton's application for an interdict from this court to prohibit further excavation of his land, this was a waste of the court's valuable time, considering Mr. Brighton's true motive for his application, that is, to prevent his uncle's treasure chest from being discovered and claimed by the defendants. The pursuer, Mr. Brighton, in his desperation to find his uncle's treasure, not only damaged the defendant's pick and shovels, but he also caused severe injury to his back, for which we should offer little sympathy. The pursuer should therefore pay for damages inflicted upon the defendant's tools and be liable for the full expenses of process.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. This case has not been unambiguous, and we have certainly encountered many twists and turns on the road. However, whilst there is this destitution of morality by both the pursuer and the defendants, no great harm has been done. The interdict, although not obeyed instantly, was taken account of by the defendants in due course, and any excavation thereafter was carried out by Mr. Brighton. As to Mr. Brighton's deceased uncle and his spurious treasure map, this is not grounds for seeking an interdict, which no doubt delayed the essential repairs to the road at Eagle's Nest and increased the likelihood of injury to road users. Mr. Lakemore and Mr. Gray.
Stand!
I charge you both from this day forth to secure permission to open a quarry, not simply by verbal means, but by insisting that the trustees of the higher roads observe the correct procedure of applying in writing to any landowner concerned. You were in fact following an unwritten law by simply asking Mr. Brighton for his approval. However, unwritten is unsound. Whilst I do not find either of you liable to any fine or expenses of the process, this court will issue a fine of 10 guineas to the trustees of the high roads for their dereliction of duty. The trustees are certainly required to mend their ways. Mr. Brighton.
Stand!
Mr. Brighton, you have not only wasted the time of this court, but you have delayed the repairs to the road for your own selfish reasons, and whilst I do not find you liable for a fine, I do find you liable to pay expenses of process.
But
this clear map, which purports to reveal the location of your uncle's riches, contains certain peculiarities.
Peculiarities, sir?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, at second glance, it would appear that I discern that your uncle's letters and numbers appear to be inverted.
Inverted?
Backside foremost, the wrong way around. Back to front, Mr. Brighton.
Well, please say so. I was never know that again, my reading again.
And by holding the map up to the light, you can clearly see the correct configuration and that the true location of your uncle's treasure is adjacent to the bend in the road further west, with the same coordinates according to your house, the wall, the gate, and the road, but in the opposite direction, the other way around.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, it makes no sense at all. I mean, like I said, Uncle Ed was nothing but an old fraud, and the map's just a hoax, and I was stupid enough to fall for it.
If you say so, Mr. Brighton, your map, sir. You may be seated. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Mr. Inglis.
this court will rise.
She said, you should get on to mention how the tools.
You should head bring up the environment. Get the tools.
You think I didn't get what you have to do?
To check they're still operational.
Let's do that then. Let's do this, master.